But I'm significantly less tired today than I have been for the last few days, because we got the bus, the tour bus back last night, which means that at the end of the signing, you stumble blankly out of the signing and you get onto the tour bus and you go to sleep. And this is significantly better than stumbling out of the signing, going back to a hotel, looking at the clock in the hotel and trying to make it somehow so that the time between your alarm going off and then is more than 4 hours. No matter how much you concentrate, you can't find another hour in there. So you get up, you go to the airport, and then somebody's crashed a plane. So you sit on the floor in the airport for a very long time, and then your luggage disappears. I'm really excited. Apparently, there is a very good chance that Alaskan Airlines may bring my bag to the music box tonight. If they fail to get it here, which wouldn't surprise me at all, it will follow me to Nashville. Yesterday, we thought we'd solved the whole thing, because I was going to be doing one in Minneapolis, and they found the missing bag in Oakland. They'd sent it to San Francisco instead of sending it to anywhere that I was. We located it in San Francisco. We explained where I was going to be. They got it. We were going to pick it up at 11 o'clock yesterday morning. And so they were waiting for me when I got there. And it went to Minneapolis. And they took one look at it and went, what is this doing here? We will send it to San Francisco. And then we called them in San Francisco and we said, we don't need it in San Francisco. And they said, we'll send it back to Minneapolis. We said, we're not going to be in Minneapolis. Could you send it to Chicago? And they said, of course. And they sent it to Minneapolis. Who then put it randomly on a plane to Chicago. The odds are really in our favor. My socks waiting for me. And the next question is, why so much sex? Well, okay, so let me explain. Every single one of you here arrived here sometime a mommy and a daddy exchange a kind of special rhythmic hug. And it was up to you. And that's kind of hardwired into being human. Even for those of us who, aren't, from all the entire spectrum, from asexual all the way through to I'm English, so I would probably say Z-sexual. Yes. But anyway, so you have that spectrum. But it's sort of like saying, why so much food? It's kind of, because otherwise you die. Hello. I turn 30 tomorrow, how should I cope? I would do it traditionally. From my recollections of coping traditionally with turning 30, alcohol is often involved in the rituals that get me through. I don't know, I actually loved turning 30. Turning 30 was absolutely fine. Turning 29 was terrifying because it implied 30. Suddenly it was like, oh no, that's the next one. But I'd sort of got it all out of my system by the time I turned 30. And these days I'm like, just turn old. Every birthday it's like, oh my gosh, I just turned older. And even older. Any progress on that Neverwhere sequel, oddly enough, that was the best sudden intake of breath. So many years ago, back in 2002, I started writing a short story. And I started writing a short story called How the Marquis Got His Coat Back. And I only got about a page into it. And I got a back page into it for what you are legitimately allowed to think is a pretty wanky reason, which I will now explain to you. At a signing, much like this, except probably with significantly fewer people, somebody had said to me, I've made you a notebook to write in. And it's handmade, and it's handmade paper, and I did the binding, and I sewed it together myself. And they gave me this thing that was beautiful. And they said, and the paper is really special, because there are crushed rose petals in the paper. And I went, this is so cool. I thought I will write something special in this. So I started to write a short story, a neverwhere short story, called How the Marquis Got His Coat Back, with a fountain pen. And I discovered that you can only write with a fountain pen until the point that it hits the rose petal. Then you have to clean the fountain pen. And now you have a clogged fountain pen and a lump of rose petal. And it was an incredibly good idea, and it didn't really work. So rather than continue the story in a different pen, which might have been logical, or start the same story again in a different notebook, I got a different notebook and wrote a different story. And it was called The Monarch of the Glen. It was a short story. So that was the lesson. But I still had half a page of, about a page of handwriting and half a page of type text of How the Marquis Got His Coat Back, which was just a description of the coat. And all the pockets in it. Even the ones that you've never been able to find again. And a few years later, I started getting paranoid about the idea that maybe I would lose that notebook. So I typed it out. I had it on the computer. And then I forgot about it. And then the BBC came to me and said, can we do Neverwhere as a radio program? Starring Benedict Cumberbatch and James McAvoy, Christopher Lee, people like that. And I said yes. Because I'm not stupid. And they did it. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. I was even in it, but I wasn't actually in it, like in the studio with everybody, because I had to be over here. But, a month before everybody else recorded their parts, I got to go, oh! You! Fine! Things like that. So, in a studio, on my own, and Dirk Maggs, the director, would say, can you give me a bit more with that fine, you bounder? I'm just here on my own. So, yeah, I'm fighting. I go, fine, you bounder! So I came to listen to it, and I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. And I started going, oh, Neverwhere, so cool. Why didn't I ever finish that story? So I did. And I wrote about a 10,000-word Neverwhere story. It's called How the Marquis Got His Coat Back. It has the Marquis de Carabas in it. It has the shepherds of Shepherd's Bush, very scary. It has the elephant of Elephant and Castle. It even has a mysterious person named Nibs in it. So, which proves it's proper literature. And it will be published next year, sometime 2014-ish, in a book called Rogues, edited by Gardner Dozois and George R.R. Martin.